Show. I'll be your host, Alvin Pierce, aka A60. Welcome to our show. Welcome to my show as well as it is your show because everybody that joins the A60 show, we are considered family. So, welcome to your show. Before I start anything, I would like to give special shout outs to the Spencer Squire Foundation, also Toyota, as well as my Elite Learners family, as well as JC1 Printing. I appreciate everybody. I also want to give a special shout out to the Queens Defenders and everybody that I've talked to. They are all sponsors of the A60 show, A60 Foundation. If you're looking to become a sponsor in any way, form, shape, or fashion, please reach out to me personally, Alvin Pierce, aka A60. I will be the person you need to be in contact with. And I want to say thank you to all the sponsors and everybody that tuned into the A60 show. Thank you. If you want to tune in, please go to my YouTube channel, Chopping It Up with A60. That's my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, Chopping It Up with A60 on my YouTube channel. I appreciate that very much. This interview, please like and share on Facebook. Please like and share on Facebook. All right. Now, this guest we have coming to the show today is a former teammate of mine's, opponent, friend. This man is a poet. He's done a lot of great things. He runs a great league out in Far Rock. Man, this guy, I still remember the conversations we used to have in the dugout when I first got introduced to 202 Park, playing with a team called Backdraft. And to see some people hit it out that park, especially Lefty, which I thought was just a pop up in my opinion. If you hit it out that's a pop out. For those who play in 202, you hit it the right field, it's a pop out. You know what I'm saying? But again, my brother was doing it on a consecutive basis, so it was very easy. He is a Queens guy. But not only was he a Queens guy, he came to Brooklyn, played in Kingston Park. I'm going to see if he played in St. John's. And I want to ask him questions about different players that played in Queens, that played in Brooklyn. And I'm also going to ask him about his experience playing in Kingston Park, playing in those playoff games, playing in the championship, playing in the regular season, the players he's played with, players he's played against. So, we're going to get into the deep down and dirty when it comes to this brother. This brother is something that I've been wanting to do this interview. Was trying to get this interview done years ago. And I think it's perfect timing because one of our brothers have passed who I was going to do an interview with as well. And we're going to dedicate this interview to Big Russ. Rest in peace, Big Russ. Because, me and Big Russ were supposed to do an interview. And of course, a chance to because he passed. Same thing as Trevor. We was going to do an interview early on. Things happened to him and we couldn't get the interview going. But now he's ready to rock and roll. Ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce to the A60 show my guy from Queens, Big Trev.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing out there?
What's going on, Trev?
Al, thanks for having me on your show, man. I appreciate it, brother. And everybody, happy holiday, man. Hope everybody in good health, man, and your families. You know, we went through a lot of times and stuff with the pandemic, but, I'm wishing everybody the best of health and love.
That's what's up, Mike. I appreciate you for joining the show. I think when it comes to this softball thing, people don't realize that we are more than just opponents. We become opponents that become family over the years. We've seen each other grow. Of course, me coming in at an early age, 17, 18, seeing you in your late 20s, maybe early 30s, and I'm probably just giving you a round ballpark. But you was doing it already on that level. You know what I'm saying? And somebody that I've seen do it on that level. So I think at all points that we deserve to give flowers. And I just want to give you your flowers, my brother. You was always a great inspiration to me. And just by the conversations, period. It wasn't always just had to be softball, but it was just the conversations that you had with me outside of softball more than in softball. And it made it easier when we became teammates. You know what I'm saying? So it made it easier to be like, yo, let me go to war for my man. So I just want to say thank you, my brother, and I appreciate you for being a part of the 860 show, you know, part of the process.
Thank you, brother, and I appreciate that too, man. The time I spent with you on the field, going against you as teammates, we won many championships together with Backdraft, you know, and you always kept me, you know. I tell people all the time, man, you know, you had one of the strongest arms out there, man. I had good speed, but I would never test your arm, man. I watch you throw people out 400 feet in the outfield. I'm like, wow, that kid can throw. But I appreciate it, man. You know, it was a blessing playing with you, brother.
Nah, it was good, man. It's always good learning moments and teaching moments at the same time. You know, people don't take that for granted. So everything's a teaching moment. And like I said, playing with you was always a learning moment as well. So it was fun. It was fun. But let's dig into this, man. So where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Bushwick, Brooklyn. I was born in Brooklyn. I played, you know, I moved to the Rockaways like in like the early '80s, but I'm originally from Brooklyn.
Okay, so you originally a Brooklyn guy. Okay, people didn't even know that. They thought you was always a Queens guy. So
Nah, yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So did you go to school in Brooklyn too?
Yes,
Or
I went to actually I went to the same high school that Biggie Smalls went to. You know, I was at that same high school. I'm
uh,
saying the same junior high school that Biggie Smalls went to.
oh, the same junior high school. Honestly,
Junior
I
high
don't know.
school.
I don't
Yeah,
know his junior high school. I
yeah,
think he
in
went to
Brooklyn.
Westinghouse though. High
Yeah,
school, but a junior
no,
high, I don't know.
it was junior high school. It was junior high school because I moved like I was just here, like in '82, '83. It was like
Okay.
in this, yeah. Hmm.
That's what's up, man. Dagger joined in. What's up, Dag? Pops, you know, love you too. How you doing, sir? Shout out to my Queens Defenders family. They tuning in. What's going on? Um, so where you started playing high school best? Did you go to high school? What high school you went to?
I went to Beach Channel High School in Far Rockaway, Queens. I didn't play baseball. I played football, and a lot of people know that I used to box. I
Mhm.
didn't get into softball like later on in my life. You know, it was a time we was playing. We had gym, just a regular class, and they was throwing the ball up, and it was kind of like the baseball players were saying that what we was doing as football players was easy, and I was
Mhm.
like, all y'all doing is hitting the ball. So the coach had seen me like hit a ball, like pull it real far, and he was
Mhm.
like, "You need to join the baseball team." And I kind of was like, "Nah, I don't want to do that." And so I kind of didn't like start until later on in my career. I started picking up, you know, starting to play baseball. But I always loved the sport, but I didn't play it that much.
Oh, okay. And you said you boxed too. When did you start getting into the boxing thing? How did that become?
Uh, Ever since I was a young man, I would say since the age of 11, you know, I was set up to go, you know, the Olympics and all of that when I became 19, when I was 19, but unfortunately I was shot. I
Oh,
got
okay.
shot in both my legs and stuff. I was robbed, and I didn't pursue that, you know, go on with that. And then I started playing. That's when I picked up softball.
Oh, okay. Now you picked up softball. How did you get into softball? What was that process after the injuries and stuff like that?
It was a gentleman by the name of Reggie Berry. He kind of like, you know, introduced me. We used to play like stickball in front of the building. And then
Hmm.
I kind of like, you know, we started going to the park. He's like, man, come on out to the park. It was just a park, 105 Park in Far Rockaway, Queens, just a little playground. And then we started like playing out there because unfortunately, the reason why I kind of turned away from the sport, I wanted to touch up on this, is because I was left-handed. It wasn't too many left-handed kids, and we kind of grew up kind of poor, so there wasn't no left-handed glove for me, and everybody was right-handed. So what they used to do is everybody played on, and we never had enough players to fill the whole team. So half the team used to go on the left side of the field and center. So if you hit the ball in right field, you out. So nobody wanted to pick me because you know I'll pull a ball. So I just pull it and I make it out. And then I used to have to take a right-handed glove for a right-handed person and flip it around and put it on my right hand so I can make it a left-handed glove. So nobody had left-handed gloves. So I was kind of like, that kind of hurt me a little bit. And then, you know, if everybody know me, I wasn't the greatest defender because I never had the right glove on my hand anyway until I was old enough to get a job and buy myself a glove for my left for me for a left hander. You know,
Wow, that's crazy. And you think about that too when you're playing, there was not a lot of lefties in
wasn't that many left.
baseball. Yeah, it
No,
wasn't. So they
you
wasn't
know,
buying like even when we played PAL back in the days, they had the gloves, they give you the gloves. It was never no left-handed
it
gloves, it
was
was only
another
gloves for the
for glove for
righties.
left.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's crazy. So now you're playing softball out there, you know, are you enjoying it? Are you liking it? You know, what was the level of competition?
Well, the competition was I started in Far Rockaway, Queens, with a team called the Rockaway A's.
Hmm.
When I got on the team, it's a funny story. I was talking to Mr. Mike. I was talking to Mike, Russell's brother, Russell that passed away. God bless him. I was talking to him just like about maybe like a month or two ago. We was talking about that's his brother Ant. I'm sorry, not Mike, Ant. And we was talking. He's like, "Yo, how did you and my brother? How did that happen with you and my brother? A lot of people don't know. Like when I came to the Rockaway A's, Russell had just left the Rockaway A's, and I didn't know Russell. And at the time, I was told that he left the Rockaway A's to go play for a team in South Jamaica. So to me, I was looking at him as a traitor. So I didn't even like the guy. So I never met him. I didn't like him. I said, you traded on the Rockaway A's. So, when I met him, he came to the park with this team called Big Russ, Sudden Death, Big Russ. He came out there and we had a big showdown in Redfern Park. He got up there and he hit the ball out of the park and he said something fly to me when he came around first base. Then I got up, I hit the ball out of the park, but we pulling the ball out of the right field. I
Hmm.
said something, he said something, then he went back, and then the game was on the line, and Sparky, I never forget this guy named Sparky. They was like, walk him. They said, nah, I got him this time. He hit a ball over the center field gate. Al, I kid you not, man. I've never seen a lefty hit a ball that far straightaway center, and he ended the game. And they had to separate me and him because we was about to fight. But we became the best of friends, man. And years later, man, Russell was my guy. And I want to say this too. Not taking nothing from the guys that played before me, like Fatty and all these guys. I never seen those guys play. And I've heard great stories about Fatty. But in my generation, Russell was my Fatty. You know what I'm saying? Russell was Fatty. A lot of people did not. I seen that guy do some incredible things, man. Definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. It's a lot of great ball players I played with. But Russell definitely was one of them, man. Great ball player.
Nah, listen, let me tell you. Uh, I didn't see Russell play until I want to say St. John's. And I think he was playing with a team called the Outlaws, and I could be mistaken, but I think he was playing with those guys with Creek and Larry and Reggie and those guys. Um, of course, 202, he played with Sudden Death, so when I used to see him hit the ball, to see him go oppo was crazy for me to see him go that way. Not just go oppo like, oh, let me get a little dumper. No, with official power. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Like, and no knock on him. He had a great glove at first base. You know what
yes,
I'm saying? So people sleep on that too. He had a great glove. He can hit fast pitch. Whatever pitch you threw him, he was a great all-around player. Taking nothing away from Big Russ. Russ did his thing. So salute to Russ and rest in peace, Russ. So yeah, I feel everything what you were saying. Again, you said in your generation, like in my generation, like I know people talk about Fatty, Junior, any lefty, Heavy. I played with Heavy, so he's part of my generation. But before Heavy, I didn't see nothing. I played with Junior, so I saw Junior do some things.
yes,
I heard about what Fatty did. You see
yes,
what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying, but I didn't see. I can only go by what I saw with the guys I played with. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? Like when people say they played with this power hitter, I played with a Foster. I've seen Foster hit some shots. I've seen Jake
yes,
hit some shots. I've seen Jamal hit some shots.
yes.
You know what I'm saying? So those are the people that I played with. I didn't see some of these other guys hit. You know what I'm saying?
But let me. You brought up Jamal, right? And I
Hmm.
want to say this about Jamal. I watch your interviews. He doesn't get the props that he deserves, man. I played with this man with Brooklyn, and I didn't even know his last was Du Bois. And if you know Mr. Goldstein, God bless him, he kept accurate stats. When I looked at Jamal numbers, and I'm telling you, it was 750 to 800 with 25, 30 home runs in a season. He was averaging that. I looked at Jamal and I called him a freak. I said, this guy is unreal. He kind of reminded me of Albert Bell. I don't know if you remember Albert Bell that played with the Cleveland Indians.
Play with Cleveland, of
Yeah, that
course.
second,
Crazy.
the second half. I mean, he was,
Mhm.
he hit a ball in victory field, straight away center. I said, good God. I mean, Jamal he don't get the props, but that guy was a monster, man. Jamal was a monster. It was because I used to hit all the doubles because I pull the ball out of the park, down the right field line. Jamal was going straight away center. I mean, shots. I've seen him do some incredible things, man. Big shout out to Jamal, man. He's definitely was one of the great ones too.
Definitely shout out to my family, Jamal. We came into the league together,
Uh,
so I give him nothing but respect. The order was either 1, 2, 3. It was me, him, our other brother Sean, so it was all
yes,
three of us, what I'm
yes,
saying? So, and it all started from the barbershop to we actually took it to the field. So where I am today, I wouldn't be if it wasn't for Jamal with the push. If it
yes.
wasn't for his brother Sean with the push, we started out as became family. You know what I'm saying? So I know exactly. He don't get the credit he deserves, but at the same time, I know what I saw with my own eyes.
Sure.
I know what he was and what he became to where he
I
is.
seen
You know what I'm
I
saying?
played with
So
him many years with Brooklyn. I seen Jamal, and like I said, Mr. Goldstein, he kept accurate stats, and he batted between 750 and 800. You seen his numbers, and like I said, he led the team in home runs, and we had some good ball players on that team with Brooklyn.
well, I'm pretty
Not
sure.
knocking nobody, Dave always put a quality team together.
It's a
When we was
fact.
playing in Victory Field and all of that, he was there, man. Yeah, I was either in front of him or I was behind protecting him in the lineup. But Jamal was, he's definitely a Hall of Famer right there.
I make fun of Jamal all the time because I was always faster than him. But he always felt like he
Yeah,
had
he
a
wasn't that
better.
fast.
He always felt like he had a better arm than me, and he
Yeah,
knew he could throw better than
okay.
me. So
I was, I would
we
say I
mess
was faster
around with
than
each
Jamal
other
too.
all the time.
I'm gonna say I was faster than Jamal too. He really think that he was faster than me, but I ran faster than Jamal.
Yo, that's crazy. But that's the bro, that's family. The only thing that I don't know if I've said this a couple times. The only thing I regret is not winning a championship with that dude. We've played against each other.
Oh, you didn't get one in Kingston?
Not with him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, yeah, you got one in Kingston. Yeah. Okay.
I didn't get one with him. Played against him, but
Yes.
we never won one together.
Uh,
And and again, by the time that I think I was the first one to abandon ship.
mhm.
When it was time for me to move on, and but he was still, even though we played against each other, he was still giving me those pointers. Yeah, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. I didn't have the power he had, but my legs made up for the power. You know what I'm saying? And Jamal said he was faster than you, so
Oh man. Well, he faster than me now.
I just want to put that out there.
He faster than me. He faster than me now with 3 knee surgeries.
um, he's had he's had a few. He's had a few too. So
I'm saying with his knee. I don't have the knee surgery. I got the neck surgery. He's
right.
faster than me now with his 3 knee surgery. Yeah, he's still fast.
Oh
He's
man,
faster than me, but no, he wasn't faster than
that's crazy.
you know.
So let me ask you a question. Tell me about Queens softball. What was the
Um,
competition like out there, being that you played a lot out there, and then we'll move into the
you know,
Brooklyn phase?
you know, that's a good question, Al, and I'm gonna tell you why because it goes straight into Queens. I was I played like 2, maybe 3 years with the Rockaway A's, and I played the arc pitch.
Mhm.
And another good gentleman that he kind of took me away from. I'm criticizing Russell about what he did, but Tio, a good man, very good man. He recruited me to come to Brooklyn, And I was, I was viewed as a king out there in Far Rockaway. They loved me in Far Rockaway. And it kind of like hurt a lot of people to this day. Like when I go to Far Rockaway, it's a gentleman by the name of, they call him Boogs. Darnell, he to this day, he won't let me live that down. Like he loved me. He thought he wanted my number. He idolized, he thought I was the greatest that ever played out there in Redfern Park. And he said, you hurt my heart when you left us. I said, what do you mean? You left. You went to go play in Brooklyn. Because T.O. recruited me, man. T.O. sent letters to my house. And I mean, he was, T.O. was something else, man. Like this letter, he sent the letter saying like, about you've been invited to, to join this elite team. I don't know if you guys seen like the original, the Incredible Hulk movie where I think where at the end of the movie, Tony Stark came in and said, I'm putting an elite team together. Yeah. And that's when they introduced the Avengers. T.O. said that line years before. He said, I'm putting an elite team together and I'm going to, you guys are going to come to Kingston Park. So I had a great time in Rockaway. But like I said, T.O. brought us out to Brooklyn, and that's another story because that's a different pitch. But we're going to get into that one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I love Queens. I won my first championship in 1990, I want to say 94, 95 with the Rockaway A's. I actually beat Russell in a game out there and stuff. We won our first championship. But then I left. But I wound up coming back with Backdraft, Dagger. I met Dagger through through Black, George Blair Black. Another great ball player. I mean, he don't.
Another great ball player, yeah.
Al, let me tell you something, man. I've seen Black do some incredible things, man. Like from the left side and the right side. We playing in a game in 202, and he must have hit 3 out. I think Dagger remember this. He must have hit 3 consecutive balls out of the park. So one of the guys on the other team was like, man, if I was a lefty, I could do the same thing. So they was going to walk Black. So Black said, I'll bat right-handed then. Black got up there right-handed, and he hit the ball further, and he hit the ball left-handed out of the park. This guy is unreal. Mm-hmm. Black was something, he was something special to watch, man. Mm-hmm. Black was definitely a Hall of Famer, man. And like I said, go back with T.O. T.O. was like one of the smartest managers, man, out there. Like he could play with you. He'll get in your mind, man. And I watched him do something with Mark, one of my good boys. God bless him too, Mark.
Rest in peace, Mark.
Yeah, rest in peace, Mark. Where he used to T.O. play these mind games with you. Like the night before the game, he'll tell you, look, man, you're going to play half a game. And he'll set the fire up under you. And Mark had one of the greatest games in the playoffs with Showtime. He hit like 3 homers out of the park, and he was amped up. And I said, wow, T.O. knew how to set that fire under Mark's feet, man. And he knew how to do it, man. So that's another, great manager, man. T.O. Hall of Fame manager. I never seen T.O. play. I heard he was a good little, I think second base or something like that. But great mind, man. He was a great mind, and he did anything. He brung you out there. I never played for a uniform. I was working security one time, and he kind of like took me in and said, look, man, he gave me his car for a month. I was driving his car, and he took me away from the security job and paid me double what I was making, and I was doing some work at his house. I met a lot of great people in this game, and I want to also follow up with that with Dagger. Back to Dagger. A lot of people don't know this. Dagger never shared this, and it's the first time I'm coming out and letting the people know that I had got in a little trouble, like with the law, but it wasn't nothing crazy. But I really didn't have no money at the time. It was like on a Saturday. I got locked up like on a Saturday or something, and we had a big game Sunday. So my wife at the time, she called, like Dagger was calling me, and he said, Trevor's locked up. So when I got to the court, they said, are you going to make the bail? I said, no, I don't have no money. So I knew I was going away for like maybe a month or 2, something like that. And then I'll never forget, the guy came over and he said, it was a Sunday morning, 6, 7 in the morning. He says, you made bail, Mr. Carson. I said, made bail. Dagger bailed me out of jail, had a car waiting for me outside the jail, and took me straight to the park. And we just went on and won a championship that day. Good man. Dagger was, great guy, man.
Too many things to say about Dagger, what he's done for me and how he helped my career. So and that's a totally different subject. You know what I'm saying? So
and he was like, I'm talking about the skinny Dagger. He had to be about 160 pounds. I'll never forget. He put that team together, that backdraft team.
oh yeah,
It was like 7, 8 lefties. You know, we all 250 and better, and he was batting like 7th in the lineup. So they used to see like maybe me or Russell, one of them in front of him, and they look and they be like, man, walk him to get to that guy, that skinny guy. Yo, Dagger just looked like he was a golf player or something. Dagger get up out there and boom, out of the park, man. Like,
and you knew he was going. You knew he was going to right field. You knew he was going to right field.
Nobody knew he was hitting the ball just as consistent as anybody else on the team. And he was batting like 7th, 8th in that lineup, you know? Yeah. Dagger was great, man.
I met Dagger through Tony Cherry. Tony Cherry brought me to Dagger and said, we're going to Queens to play in some leagues. And, you know, once Dagger said, do you want to play this day? Do you want to play this day? Next thing you know, I'm playing 3-4 nights a week, and Dagger's picking me up in the Ford Explorer. You know, I'll take the train, and I'll get you to the game. So yeah, so I agree with you 100%, man. You know, Dagger's heart is so big, man. You know,
a wonderful guy, man.
Yeah, beautiful guy. Beautiful guy. Great sponsor to the 860 show. People don't know he's always in the back scenes. You know, when everything pop off, so he's always around. Maybe they don't think he's around, he's always around. You know, I just talked to him the other day, so you know, shout out to Dagger. So now we in the Queens, and you still doing your thing out there, because I've heard about a lot of good ball players playing out in Queens. So you make that transition to Brooklyn, right? What was your first impression playing in Kingston Park when your very first game?
Well, I'm gonna say this, Al. I was one thing about it's like I was playing checkers in Queens, and then when I got to Brooklyn, they were playing chess. And I'm talking about brothers like Eric, Tap. And I'm gonna tell you a story about Tap. When I first met him too, I was caught up, and I got caught up with something, and I was embarrassed when it happened. But these guys, remember, I just got into this game, and I was playing the arc pitch, and I just knew how to pull the ball. T.O. brought me out there, and I was a star in Far Rockaway. When I got to Brooklyn, I was nobody. They ain't, what are you? Who are you? Who do you think you are? So the first year or two, I kind of suffered a little bit. Like, they really seen that this guy is pulling the ball. He's not going to try to hit it the left field. And they started pitching me outside. You had E and them guys, they would come down on the third base line. I forgot who it was. He used to lay down because I would never hit the ball in left field. And I was exposed. So it was like, yo, I'm like, damn, nobody treated me like this in Far Rockaway. What's going on? I come to Brooklyn. These guys just treat me like I'm nothing. And it starts getting to you after a while. I'll never forget one time I went like 3 for 3. I pulled the ball out of the park for a double or single in Kingston. And I get up there, and it was a guy, I don't know who it was, but he walked the guy to get to me. He told the pitcher to walk the guy to get to me. And I was furious. I was like, oh, this guy trying to disrespect me. So I get up there, they pitch me outside, I pop up. Years later, he said to me, listen, how many times you going to hit the ball over the gate? What do you mean? You're not going to hit the ball. If I walk you, that's an automatic you on base. But how many times are you going to hit the ball over the gate? And then I know you're not going to try to hit the ball in left field, and we're going to pitch you outside. You haven't perfected that yet. You know what I'm saying? And that was a lesson, because these guys was playing chess. You know what I'm saying? They studied the game. They were students of the game. So it took me like a year or two to get adjusted. And when I got adjusted, that's when I became a great ball player, far with the hitting wise, out there, because it was an adjustment for me, because it was a different pitch. And like I said, I didn't have the background that all the other guys had. Like, they played this ball, they played that pitch, they played that pitch. T.O. based it on basically I was the arc hitter. I can hit the arc pitch. I could do whatever I want to do with the arc pitch, because it's so slow. and I could just load up and just pull the ball out of the park. And most parks was built for my swing. But you come to Kingston now, it's the faster pitch, it's straight in, and they can manipulate the ball a little bit better than you can with an arc. And they, I never seen a knuckleball before until I got to Kingston. I didn't know what a knuckleball. Who knows a knuckleball? I was like, yo, what is this? So I kind of like took like a year or two for me to get adjusted. And then, I finally, I got it together. But I want to say this about a gentleman that also passed away that showed me how to hit the ball to left field. Not with that much power because I still ain't perfected yet. Was a gentleman, great ball player. He passed away, Mike Marsh. Mike Marsh was a great ball player too, man. He showed me, you got to do it like this, and hit the ball the other way. He showed me how to do it, man. But he was a great ball player too, Mike Marsh, man. I haven't heard his name that much up here, but he was a good ball player, man. Mike Marsh was a great ball player.
I think when people talk about ball players, they talk about the stars. They don't talk about guys who actually had an impact in the game and what they've done for the game. Like I can talk about Mike Marsh all day, who played every position on the field. You know what I'm saying? He can play third, he can play short, he can play second, he can play first, he catch, he even played the outfield. I've seen him hit straight in, I've seen him hit fast pitch, I've seen him hit arc with power. Anytime he wanted to, he can go out the park at any given time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're right. You hear about him, but you hear about him from, like, again, the guys that really, and I would say that respected the game, that respect the game when you talk about a Mike Marsh, because his contribution to the game. The guys you don't hear about as well, the JBs. JB still out there playing 50-plus ball and still dominating on a high level. But these guys are the ones who make those championship teams. Those guys you don't hear about. But Brooklyn, Mike Marsh was a key element to Brooklyn.
Yes.
Key element to Brooklyn. People won't give him that credit, but he was key, to Brooklyn. Showtime, of course we know Big Russ. We know Black was key to those to championships and things that he's a contributor to. So, when people don't talk about these guys, it takes the guys that remember them, that make them well known and respect what they've done to the game. So, and Jamal said Mike was the only reason why he played for Brooklyn. He said he known Mike since he was 10 years old. Mike brought me out. Mike brought me out playing in the Board of Ed League. Mike brought me out to a lot of games, man. So I can tell you right now, Mike definitely helped contribute to, me hitting that ball, like you said, going to right field, pulling the ball and things like that. That's something that he's always told me, go to right field, pull the ball. That's why it took me a while to actually pull the ball. But rest in peace, Mike Marsh, man, and thank you for your contribution to the game.
Yes. But I also want to say this, and for the record, I don't know if Speedy can hear this. We and God bless Frank from TNF. When he put that team together, we won the championship. Speedy, Big Gary, the lefty, he played on that was the Black Sox, I think. We played them in the championship.
Yeah, I remember that. Y'all beat us. Yeah, so what?
Yeah, okay. No, okay, hold up. Now, listen, you remember game one. You remember what happened? Game one, I was behind the plate, and Speedy was on the mound. Speedy told me that he said to pitch inside. He said to set up inside, and then I set up outside. And he said, when I set up outside, that's when Mike Marsh, Gary hit the ball out of the park to win the game. And he had puffed up his chest, and he was like, check my resume. Speedy blamed me for that. And I'm like, yo, Speedy, but if I set up outside, why you just didn't still pitch the ball inside? He always blamed me for that pitch. But we wound up winning the next 2 games or something like that.
Yeah. We know.
But I want to say this, man. That team was one of the best teams, like the way, because that team had a young Jacob. Me and Jacob was on that team. We was doing some incredible things, man. Jacob was still Jacob, but he was doing some special things on that year, man. Jacob had like an
Jacob said it's your fault, Trev. He said
Hey,
it's your fault, Trev.
get you. Yeah, but that was
Nah,
a
that's
great
my
man,
guy.
man.
That's another guy who don't get the respect
Yeah, he doesn't,
that
he doesn't get it.
he doesn't get. But
He
if
can't. He won me a chance.
if I put a team together, I'm taking him. That's my
Well,
guy.
I would say this. Thank you, Jacob, for bringing me a championship in 2016 with Team Mac. Thank you, because we wouldn't get over that hump if you didn't come that year. You was the missing piece. Thank you, brother. We got rings for that too.
Thank you, Jacob, for being my protection in the basketball game in Fort Greene Projects. Jacob was a great basketball player too. So
I heard. I've never seen him play.
Don't get it. I play with him, so don't get it confused.
I've heard.
Man did it. Yeah,
I've heard stories. Yeah, I heard he was a great basketball player too.
My man did his thing. But so now you do your thing out there in Kingston. You're starting to get your recognition. Talk about some of the players that you saw out there in that park that you, and I want to say amazed by, because some of the things that I see those guys did when I got there, and this is just to name a few people, the Derek Matamoras who played center field, dude climbing up the gate, a 7 playing shortstop. I even seen Vinny in the outfield, a little Joe, Al Watson. These are guys that I saw, the Reggie Mannings, the Dougies that I seen out there in that park. I'm like, oh my God, like you gotta be kidding me. When you get on the stage with these guys, you're like, you got to perform, because if you don't perform, you're not going to get back on that stage. Bottom line, you only get a few opportunities to be out there and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be respected, because that's your league in your neighborhood. If they don't respect you in your neighborhood in that league, guess what? You're just going to be a regular ball player. So tell me about some of those guys that you played out there with.
Well, I'm gonna say this, right? And I always looked at Brooklyn as being like, so I'm a big karate. I love karate movies, and I said Brooklyn is like the 36 Chambers. We were the Queens team that was competitive, but we had to go through different levels and different chambers. Like first round, we might got Brooklyn. Second round, we might got the Black Sox. But then you got Mo Better the next round. Like, yo, it's like 36 chambers. Like, you ain't getting out of here. And these guys that played for each team, everybody had about 5 to 6 stars on that team. And like I said, like Desmo and E, these guys don't get the recognition because, maybe they wasn't hitting the 700-foot home runs. But these guys, when I met these guys, I didn't know that. I thought E was younger than me. I didn't know Desmo. I'm like, Desmo run faster than a 20-year-old. These guys is great ball players. I remember the story about Tap. I was telling you, I was going to tell you this story where I was at a place in, I think it was in Queens. They call it the Pumpkin Patch. It was like a house in right field or right center somewhere. And I said, these Brooklyn cats is real cocky, because they kept saying, I was back catcher. They kept saying 1-0, and I knew the umpire was from Brooklyn. And I said, they going to cheat us already? The game just started. How is it 1-0? Tap come up there, boom, 1-0. I was kind of like, what the hell? What was that about? Like,
1-0.
1-0. And I was like, you gotta be, for you to name yourself 1-0, like that's some shit. Like, excuse me, that's the thing, man. Like, to name yourself 1-0. So Tap, great ball player. Like I said, Jacob, another brother that passed away, Lenny. I don't hear too much about him.
Lenny Benjamin.
Great ball player. Maybe years later, I think Jamal wasn't. He probably went somewhere, but it was time when Dave had myself. No, he had Lenny, me, and Russell batting back to back to back. And Lenny called himself strong. I was stronger, and Russell was strongest. And it's like, that's how he had us. And we played, and he had us batting back to back. Another great ball player, Heavy. God bless him. Great ball player. One of the greatest, man. Heavy. I looked at Heavy as like my big brother, man. Just a lot of great ball. I've seen some of the greatest ball players. Reese has so much power. I've seen the best ball players out there, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen some of the great ones play in that park, man. And like I said, Alley Cat, no one was better than him. You know, he turned a double play smooth. You know, some great ball players out there, man. Like I've seen a lot with Chris Legree. He was like a drill sergeant or something over there with his team. You had an
Mhm.
interview one time, Al, with him, and he was telling me about the field, how one side went up and the other side. I never
That's when we was in Kingston Park. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow, But these guys, man, Tony was what they call him, Mr. Softball. These guys. I mean, we've seen the greatest, man, and every team had like 4 or 5 bona fide stars.
Mhm.
Compared to what they doing now I got a league in Rockaway, what they call an A ball player, and then you got 2, 3 of them. We had 5, 6, 7 guys on the team that was equal to what they call an A ball player. You can't have this many ball players because you can't have too many A ball players. But Kingston, man, I've seen a lot of guys, like a lot of great guys, and I want to say this also, Al, yourself. And when we talk about 5 tool players, you were a 5 tool ball player. A lot of these guys is not really 5 tools. You had power, you hit for average. You know what I'm saying? You could run, you could throw with the best of them, and you was a great defender. You know what I'm saying? That's 5 tools. We say a lot of guys was lacking maybe a 1 tool or 2 tool, not taking nothing from you, but you was gifted. And then I also seen you play basketball, and I was like, wow, this guy, you was a special athlete, man. You was
Yeah,
a
that was
special
fun.
athlete, you
Softball
know.
was fun. Softball, I tell everybody when I played the game, I played it with a passion. I was a student, and that's why I respect so many of the OGs. I love my OGs. I love to hear the stories. I love to learn and listen to what they've done in their career because I think it's amazing, for you to hit a softball 300 feet, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying, 400 feet, to not do it once, but do it easy. Because it ain't easy to hit a lob pitch. It ain't easy to hit a straight in pitch sometimes for a person who's never played that before. But when you hear people who's doing it consecutively, and then when you manage you match yourself up with people who say they're Hall of Famers, define that Hall of Fame status. You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes you a Hall of Famer? You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people, like I said, there's a bunch of people that came before me, and if they don't get in before I do, then I would never be considered myself a Hall of Famer personally, because I just believe in that. That's just me. But it's just what I believe in. So, I know what I did on that field. I left it all out there on that field.
Yes.
I left it all on the field, and I made sure that when I left the field, people respected me. Bottom line, I just want to respect. At the end of the day, it's about respect. Yeah, it's great to have some championships, and people can say, "Yo, I won some championships." But what's the use of having those championships if they still don't respect you? So,
Al, I would say this, right? You had the tools to be cocky, but you
mm,
came in, you was humble, and you listened to everybody. And I'm wondering, one of your big supporters and the one I see you looked up to the most, as far as when it came down to this sport, was Heavy. Heavy
man.
you always talk to Heavy. I used to see you over there, and Heavy always reminded me, said, yo, that kid right there is gonna be something special. You know what I'm saying? Because you had all the tools. You just didn't even know. I seen you, like I said, I seen you throw somebody out. You was I said, whoa, that kid arm is incredible. And then the race with you and Creek, and then I seen you hit it out of 202. I said, yo, this dude is something special. And Heavy said it. But the thing was, you had the tools, but you wasn't cocky. You was a student of the game. You picked everybody's mind. I used to try to get away from you sometimes because you're always asking questions like, let me get away from that. You just ask me, let me get away
You
from that.
know,
You always
you,
asking everybody different questions, like taking information. And
you'd
that's,
be surprised, man. You'd be surprised. Yeah,
yeah.
Heavy was very instrumental. Mike Marsh was very instrumental. Then when
Mm-hmm.
I got a chance to sit with the Daggers, they were big parts. Of course, Tony Cherry, Dougie, those are the guys that I actually sat around. Mr. T, definitely, but in order for you to be good at something or great at something or want to be good or great at something, you got to ask questions.
Yes.
You got to ask questions. And I still ask questions to this day. You know, Crime, shout out to my boy Wu, Dwight Madison. Even though I didn't get a chance to see him play, I still ask him questions. Like, dude, you played center field. Tell me what you was doing, this, and why you was doing this, because I heard that he was the greatest out there. So I want to ask the best. If you want to be considered the best, you got to ask the best. You got to. Kobe said it best. Kobe Bryant said it best. In order for me to be great, I got to ask the greatest. He went to Michael Jordan and asked him questions, about how he do this. He wanted to learn how to play defense. He asked Gary Payton. He wanted to learn how to do the dream shake. He went to Hakeem Olajuwon. So there's certain people you got to ask questions. I wasn't ashamed to ask questions. I was just thankful that they were still willing to give me the answers that I needed to put the stuff together. You know what I'm saying? So, and you're right, Crime. Everybody makes their opinion. It's all about the eyes, not you. So I would rather people do it opposed for me to say it for myself. I would never say that. Let somebody else say, you know what, that kid there is that good. That person believes that. I would never put myself in there. So I agree with you 100%.
But see, I would say this, Alan. I've seen on one of your shows before. It's a lot of people. When you say Hall of Fame, you got guys that was Hall of Fame arc hitters, but they couldn't hit the straight end. Then you got vice versa. So when you say Hall of Fame, what are you saying? Arc? Or are you just saying in general with arc and straight end? A lot of guys suffered. And then another thing about Kingston. It was like I said, when I was in Rockaway, I was a king. They loved me out there in Far Rockaway. Like I couldn't do no wrong. And when I came to Kingston, I actually heard a person behind the gate. Remember, I'm used to 40 people at the park in Far Rockaway. I come to Kingston, it's like 200 people in the park. And I remember a guy saying this one time, and I guess he was a gambler because they got this saying when you roll dice, I got $100 that the dice don't go over 11. Well, I heard somebody behind the gate say this when I was up at the plate. The guy said, I got $100. He don't hit the ball over 100 feet. And I turned up the room back, and I pursued and hit a grounder right to the pitcher.
Kingston was rough, man.
Kingston was something else, man. I'm like, I've never, like I said, I came from a park where I was loved. That was my town. Everybody loved me out there. And I'm like, I come to Brooklyn, and they like, you ain't doing it. Who are you? Who do you think you are?
No doubt. It's you gotta earn your stripes. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to another brother that's on here tuning in, my man Crime, who don't get the respect that he deserves. A student of the game, my man Crime. He's on here. Play first base, great hitter. Don't get the respect. Great defender. He don't get the respect that he should be getting. I hate that for guys like himself because he put in a lot of work into his craft and he took his craft very seriously. So again, there are some people who don't take it seriously but get the respect, but the ones that take it seriously still don't get all the respect. I mean, the ones that don't take it seriously get all the respect. The ones that take it seriously don't get the respect. So I've always give Crime his flowers for what he do. We played together on a bunch of teams as well and won a couple of chips as well. So again, I still we came up there to do the A60 game. I think it was two years ago. Crime comes out to the park, and I brought a couple of the guys with me, and we hitting the ball. Crime is sitting behind the backstop. He's still telling me, I'm in my 40s. He's still telling me, yo, stop playing with the ball, man. Hit the ball like this. Hit the ball like this. He's still telling me what to do. So the one thing that I have learned, it don't matter how old I get, I'm always going to be little Al to everybody. And I'm going to always accept that positive feedback. And I'm always going to listen to my elders. Always. It's never going to change. So that's why I have some respect for my elders, like I said before. So, Crime, shout out to you, bro. Jeff, shout out to you. I see you chiming in, Jeff. Shout out to Mr. Roberts, man. That's probably one of my best second basemen
Oh
I
yeah,
ever
oh
played
yeah,
with,
yeah.
man.
Jeff, something special.
My man, 2-3. Yo, let me get them Jordans you still got in the closet, Jeff. Let me get them
Yeah,
Jordans.
yeah.
I know you got them, Jeff. Got the cleats matching with the batting gloves, the hat, the shorts. I know you got it, baby.
Only guy that could slide on that field and pop right up, man. Jeff was amazing. Jeff was something special, man.
Man,
Great ball player too. Jeff.
Another great ball player.
Great ball player.
Hit the ball speed.
I also want to shout out to the Cal Ripken of softball and the Pete Rose of softball is Butch Nelson. Nelson. I mean, Butch probably got more hits than anybody, man. He's another great one, man. Definitely a Hall of Famer. Butch Nelson definitely gets my vote. I think Butch is something special out there, man.
Hands down.
Not the print. He wasn't flashy, but he gets the job done. There was nothing flashy about Butch. You know what I'm saying?
No. He was that motivator. He was the motivator.
Yeah, he was a motivator, but Butch hit, man. He was a good hitter, good ball player, great ball player, man. Butch Nelson, man.
He was a motivator. He was somebody you like, oh, he gonna push you to mile. If he feel like you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, he gonna push you. He gonna let you know. He definitely gonna let you know. That is not you know what I'm saying?
Butch Nelson, yeah.
Trev, tell me something about your first championship game in Kingston Park. What was the atmosphere like?
It was great. I mean, like I said, that was with TNF. I didn't get to the championship with Showtime. We was knocked out.
You wasn't on the team when we made it to the championship and we lost in Game 6.
No, I wasn't on that. I wasn't on that squad. I was with Brooklyn. Remember, I went with Brooklyn. I played with Brooklyn a couple of years in Kingston, and then I went with Mark and Marley. Then I played with Source Money, and then I came back home to Showtime. But I was gone after year 2. Like I said, I wasn't really. Dave seen the potential in me, and he picked me up. And then I came back, and I had a great year with Goldstein. But I wasn't on that season. I played the first 2 years, and then I was gone. T.O. cut you in a minute. Wait, producer. T.O. I tell you, man, T.O. said if you give me 3 hits a game, he'll put the Frankfurt man in center field. That's what he said. T.O. was something special, man. I watched y'all, and I remember the game. And I watched it. You guys had a great, great run. Game 6, man. And that was with you had Javier on the mound, right?
Yeah, we had Javi on the mound.
And they slowed that pitch, that changeup he was throwing.
Mm-hmm.
He said he was throwing too fast, and then he started throwing a changeup. Yeah.
Yeah, Javi was doing his thing, man. That's when Ruben was playing with us. Yeah, we had a great Dagger, Donnie, Bones.
Yeah, man, I remember. I came there
stacked, boy.
I was supporting, because I wasn't feeling. Even Dagger was saying one time, because we had a game out in Queens somewhere, and I wasn't gonna come to the park that day, and Dagger was like, "Come to the park," and Dagger always said, "Why you ain't on a team?" Like I said, "Man, T.O. Dagger couldn't understand. Like Trev ain't on the team. He pulls, but I wasn't on the team. But I came out there, but I was supporting y'all." Okay. And I said, wow, I definitely supported. That was my guys, man. Showtime, my guys, man. Word.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, Crime, but with your skill set, that was your seriousness in its say. You were serious enough because of your craft. And meaning, you played baseball, so you knew how serious you had to be to play baseball. So to me, in your seriousness, that was enough that you took a chance to hit that big ball. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody couldn't hit that ball. I promise you. I struggled with it my first year, until I figured it out. Thank God I had speed. You know what I'm saying? So it was easy to do that.
I thought Crime was going to break the ball big as he was, man.
Man, it was time. I see him come up to the plate. I'm like, yo, he about to put this thing somewhere different.
I'm like, yo, man, he shouldn't even have a bat in his hand. He should just hit it with his arms.
Yo, man, it's crazy. Crazy how he
Yeah, man.
swung that thing. I ain't even gonna hold you, my G.
Yeah, man.
But let's talk about let's talk about, relationships in that park. Have you gained and are you still to have those relationships with the brothers that's in that park, Kingston Park?
You know, yes, definitely. I would say this, in the when I came out there, it was like the relationships was kind of like I'm in a new area, I'm trying to be accepted, and they not respecting me. But as years went on and we grew, I got a lot of respect with Desmo, E, Chuck, Vinny, me and Jamal. Jamal was doing up and out in my league in Far Rockaway, but
Mhm.
these guys came out to my league, E and Desmo and them, and like I said, Jacob. Our relation, we came real close. I support one of the things that he's doing. I forgot what it is. I always support him every year. He got this little event that he got going on. Our relationships as we got older, we became like, real good friends and stuff.
Mhm.
It wasn't. It was a lot of tension back then, but that was just the competitive. We just two competitive ball players. It was a lot of tension back then, but as we got older and guys like some of these guys got grandkids and stuff like that, like, yo, man,
Mhm.
it was just so. Well, none of us getting $1 million for this. So I
Mhm.
got a lot of. I was kept in contact. You came out and supported me a couple of years ago.
Mhm.
What I
Yeah,
got going on.
shout out to you for letting me play, even though I wasn't on the roster. And then when they went and protested the roster, you was like, "Nah, Al's on the roster. Like, hey, don't leave him alone." I remember
I
that.
know. Yeah, Junior came out there, but like I said, those guys, E, Desmo, those guys came out and they came and did their thing, man. And those guys is great, man. I developed a great relationship with them. Tep came out a couple of times.
Mhm.
Just a good to see the guys come out and support us. Tony came out one year when we first started. I think it was 2013 because one of the guys was popping junk to me on not nothing bad, but I never could put a team together. So Tio, he put up the bat signal, and when he put up the bat signal, Jamal and them came out to the park. And when the guy who actually seen who I brung out there, his name is Bunny. When he seen that Jamal and them came out, he was like, oh, he was gonna bet me $3,000, but he didn't know I knew Jamal and them. But I didn't know he knew them either. He was like, oh,
Mhm.
I'm not, no, I'm not. Tony Cherry came up there with his glasses on, left field. He just kept hitting it out of the park. Jamal hitting it over the house that I told you that Russell hit. I mean,
Mhm.
it was just like boom, 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 boom. He was like, yo, T.O. put the bat signal up. Because I called T. I said, T.O., man, I'm in a little problem out here, man. I need help. He said, what happened? I said, guy trying to bet me $3,000, man. He put the bat signal up, man, and you should have seen these guys come to the park. Chuck E,
Mhm.
Tap, Jamal, everybody just came to the park. Yeah, we coming to bail trouble out right now. And they did, man. We must have beat them guys like 30 something to 2 or something. Just kept beating it.
Yeah,
Like,
after
yo,
watching out there, watching some of those teams play, and I'm like, man, I wish I could have played out there. Man, I'd have loved to play out there in that park. Because I
yeah,
looked at the fence. I said, "Is that the fence? Like, is that a home
that's
run? Like, what? That seemed like it's
yeah,
shorter than Kingston. Straight in? Oh my god!
yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
so
man,
that
we
was dope.
developed some great relationship with these guys, man. We good friends on Facebook, man. And happy birthday to your daughter Desmo, because his daughter's birthday. I just shouted him out on the page and stuff, man.
Yeah, yeah. So today's his
Yeah,
birthday.
your daughter and stuff.
Do
Yeah.
you think in the past, not now, but in the past, there was animosity between Queens and Brooklyn guys? Like you felt when you guys came from Queens that you had to really step up and play your A game to let us know that you guys can hang in Brooklyn? Did you guys feel that when you guys were coming from there, like Larry Jr. and all you guys were coming, Russ, Black, when you guys came to Brooklyn, do you feel like you guys had to do extra?
I wouldn't say to do extra, but we knew what the competition was like. You know what I'm saying? We definitely knew what the competition like. Even like for Russell, right? Like Russell to me was a great arc hitter, right?
Hmm.
He hits the straight in, but he kind of like if you notice Russell's swing, he had a big high leg kick, and it took him he generates power by bringing his bat back. So a lot of times the pitch was too fast. You know what I'm saying? So he'll be forced to like he didn't really because you would see Russell hit the ball 900 feet to left field and the guys camped under it when you could just hit the ball 150 feet to right field out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to Russell and I said, Russell, you got to pull the ball, man. Pull the ball. That's the only way. So we knew what the competition was. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We knew we wasn't coming out there just playing scrubs. And like I said, I always said Brooklyn was 36 chambers. They're not going to let you out of here with that championship. You know what I'm saying? We got to get through levels. You're going to beat one team, then you got to face another Brooklyn team, then you got to face another Brooklyn team. So you had to get through. You had to beat Brooklyn. That's it. When you went to the playoffs, it was Brooklyn all the way. So it wasn't like we felt the pressure, but we knew that you had to bring your A game when you stepped on that field. Because I'm telling them guys like E and all those guys, they were students of the game. Even though they looked young, they knew the game. And they exploit any weakness you had, they'd come at you with it. They like I said, they watch you. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I looked at it. It wasn't just a little Sunday pickup game. I'm going to the park over here. You had to. They seen things at your weakness, and they actually exposed you. They took your weakness, and they kind of took watch this. And rumor has it that Trevor don't swing after the first pitch. They picked up on that. They knew I wasn't aggressive. They said throw him a strike. Now you put him in a hole now because I used to wait. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't like swinging at the first pitch, and he don't swing after the first pitch. Nobody in Queens never knew that. But you come to Brooklyn, and they this guy don't like swinging at the first pitch. Just throw the pitch over. Now throw him some junk. He might just, and that's what they was getting me with that because they picked up on it. So you had to know your game out there. Like the competition was on another level, So we respected that. It wasn't no pressure, but we respected the competition out there when we was coming out there.
Because sometimes in some of the interviews I do, when I do it with a Queens person, or they'll sometimes assume that it was always an issue with the Brooklyn guys for the simple fact that you guys were coming from Queens and that you guys were not accepted. At the end of the day, it's softball. We accept everybody that can come out there and perform and play. Now, if you coming out there, like we can give you an example. Like I think it was a team that came from the Bronx. They came down there and they thought that they were really good until they got out there and they saw, oh yeah, hold up, y'all won the first 8 weeks. Now y'all playing the competition is a little different. The guys stopped showing up. So that's what I mean as far as, any type of feelings that it was always a tension or issue for you when you guys came out to that park. I've never felt that way when I even come into Queens. I just thought we were just playing somewhere else. Oh, they were from Harlem? Okay. And I just felt like when I was coming to Queens, I was just playing against a bunch of other guys that was from Queens. It was just softball. It's still the same pitch, different guys, different talent. Like I can tell you about some of the teams, the team of Faro, College Point. Those are some great guys. Even there was a team called the Mets that was out there that was playing. There were some good teams, and you didn't know what to expect when you played those teams, but the competition was always good. I didn't see it no different. I just thought when you played against those teams in Queens or in Long Island, you just got respected in different areas. That was the way I looked at it. So that's why I asked that question if there was any type of pressure going out there.
The thing is this, Brooklyn is not going to respect you, you know what I'm saying, until you, like Mike Tyson said it, until somebody punch you in the mouth, right? And I don't mean that like that. I'm saying like you got to give it to them. Because you're not going to you got to earn your respect out there as far as on that field. Because if you don't, they're not going to, I don't care what you did in Bronx. I don't care what you did, how many championships you won out there. This is Brooklyn. This is our park. We're not going to just give it to you. So you got to take it from Brooklyn. And that's how it was. They looked at it like, we came out there, Mo Better was the team. I think when we first came, the Black Sox was the team at the time. We we looked at them, we circled them on the schedule. T.O. had the schedule. We used to circle the teams that, we got this team. We got, make sure everybody is here. I don't care if I got to fly you in from whatever, California, make sure this guy is here. Because we knew that that's what it was. And they didn't look at you as like, okay, that's Trev and he won a champion. I don't care. You ain't nobody out here. Until you show and prove that you can do this out here, we don't. And that's what you had to earn your respect. And that's what it was. And I knew that. We knew that. We knew that coming in the park. That wasn't just gonna lie down to us. I don't care. T.O. put all these great junior, this, that. Okay, yeah, we know you good and we know you that, but this is Kingston. I'm not talking about what you did in Alley Pond or Flushing Meadows and what you did in the BQE and all that. This is Kingston. Okay? Win here. And that's the big one. Everybody, T.O. wanted to win so bad. He did. He had the teams out there, you know, and this man was, I mean, I love T.O., man. He was putting together some great teams. But you just had to get over that hurdle. And like I said, the 36 chambers, you get past one, you got to get past the next. You got to get past the next. And that's how Brooklyn was. They was coming at you. You know, they was coming at you. That one year, I think, God bless him, Jeff Childs.
Jeff Childs.
Jeff Childs. The throw that Jeff Childs dropped the ball at first base. You know, that reminded me of Bill Buckner in 1986 with the Mets. Jeff Childs, everybody always, you know, was getting on him about that, man. You know, he dropped the easy ball, it was right in his glove, and it just dropped right out. And that was going to the championship. You know,
shout out to Jeff. May he rest in peace. Jeff passed. May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. When we talk about softball, you know, you talk about 5'2" players. You did bring that up. I want you to. Let me skip over that. The league, now that you're running your own league and you've seen Kingston, you've played all over, you know, do you see some of the players that in that league that you are running compared to some of the players that you see in the past, like in some of those guys?
You know, Al, I don't, and it's not that I don't respect the talent that's out here now, but a lot of these guys, I'm going to say this, right? And I'm going to bring Jamal up with this. Jamal had a bat, right, that looked like, when I used to see Jamal carry this bat,
he still got it.
I wanted to dig in my pocket and give him some money.
No, he still got it.
No, but listen, I'm going to tell you why I say that, right? I say that because we didn't use what these guys are using now. So I really don't know who's who. Like, these guys got bats that it'll hit the ball for you. Like, you know, like, I mean, I'm just like, we didn't have this equipment that they got now. And I'm just like, you know, and then it's not the same talent. It's just not. You know, I seen there's a guy out there, they call him Joa. You know, he played a couple of years ago. Great ball player. Jamal know I'm talking about. Well, who is you telling me you didn't see Joa before? I seen a Joa. I seen a lot of Joas when we played. It's a few guys that came out to Rockaway, and I seen them play. But I've seen that type before, and I've seen even better. So I mean, what they call, this guy's the greatest. Every team in Kingston had 3-4 Joas on their team, and then you have people that maybe a little less than Joa. But you know, that's what I said. Like, I don't the type of ball players that's out now. Not trying to disrespect them, but I think the ball players from back then was better. Better ball players.
I think, and I don't, you know, I came out to watch a couple of games when I was out there, and I saw some of the guys that they was talking about. I think it was one team, correct me if I'm wrong, Red Storm.
Yes.
And they had a couple of guys that said, "Oh man, this guy's a monster. When he come up, he gonna just bang the ball." And I'm looking, I'm like, y'all worried about him? Like, really? Is he a monster? You know? And then when they say a kid is really fast, and I look, I'm like, is that what y'all call fast? You know what I'm saying? So in my head, and then I say, you know what, let me stop, because I judge by what's going on now to compare to what we was doing. What we did, and I'm talking about the era that we played in, totally different. I will always respect that era. The era that came before me, I can imagine what that was like. I can imagine what that competition was like. And where we at right now, I just don't think the kids now, and I say that, they don't study the craft as much as they probably should. Yeah. And again, the bats that they're using right now, composite, loaded, you know, and they make a guy who bat 120 look like he batting 500, knowing he's not supposed to be hitting the ball like that. We using regular DeMarita and Eastern bats. Yep. You know, so I agree with you in the sense of that. I agree with you 100% on that. When it comes to those type of guys, because we've seen it all. We've seen it all on all different phases and all different levels. Um, I want to ask you a question. We're gonna go around it. We're gonna go around the horn. I call this around the horn. And bottom of the ninth, I'm gonna give you an offensive team and a defensive team. You get to pick whoever you want. It's your opinion. You're on defense right now, bottom of the ninth. You up 1 run. You closing out the game. Who you got on the field with you? I'm gonna go around the horn. We're gonna start at first base. Who you got at first base?
Oh man, it's this is tough. Oh my God, you know what? It's only two, and I mean I'm not. It's a great. You got great first baseman. Not knocking nobody. I'm gonna say it's out of Russell and Heavy.
Okay. You get one.
I'm gonna say Russell because he's longer than Heavy. So if it's a high throw, as he can get to it, I'm gonna go with Russell at first.
Okay. Who you got at second base?
Ooh. Oh man, y'all guys are get mad at me.
I like to
I'm gonna go with Jeff.
Oh boy, 2-3. Who you got at short?
You already know Alley Cat.
Who you got at third?
All right. We talk about defense now. I'm gonna be a little biased. I gotta go with my show. I'm gonna say Bones.
Okay, it's who you want. It's up to you.
You talk about defense, go Bones.
That's who you want.
Uh-huh.
Who you got behind the plate?
Reese.
Okay. Who you got pitching?
Speedy.
Who you got in left field?
I'm gonna put you in left field.
Who you got in center?
Miz. Mark Ogletree.
Who you got right?
I got right field. I'm gonna go with Junior.
Okay. Now, let's do a batting order.
That same team?
No.
Okay.
You pick. Now you pick whoever you want now in the batting order. Now you can pick whoever you want. So we're gonna go with 11 batters. Bottom of the ninth. You down by one. You're down by one. Who's batting leadoff for you?
Well, you just said half his name. 1-0.
7. Okay. Who you got second?
Second. We're talking about offense now. Second, I'm gonna go with Creek.
Who you got batting third?
Third, I'm gonna go with Tony Cherry.
Ooh. Who you got fourth?
I need this. Fourth, I got Reese. That's Kingston Park, right?
Yeah, we're gonna Kingston, right? We're gonna go Kingston.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Who you got fifth?
Fifth, I got Woo.
That's a tough lineup.
I got Woo.
Who you got six?
Six. I'm gonna go with 6. I'm gonna go with 2-5. I'm going Russell.
Who you got 7?
See, I'm loading up my lefties.
I'm listening. I'm seeing.
I'm loading up the lefty. I'm going with Heavy.
Oh my God. Who you got eighth?
Eighth? What's that kid name? I gotta get that little okay. Eighth, I'm gonna go with Jamal.
Ninth.
Ninth. I ain't got no position, so because I know I picked a bunch of.
You damn sure don't with all them damn.
I ain't got no position. So I'm gonna go with ninth. Ninth. I'm gonna go with. I gotta solidify right this because I gotta lead off fit out. So ninth, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go with ninth. So it's 11. You've got 11 men in the lineup, right?
Yeah, I'm giving you an extra.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So ninth, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go with Jacob.
10th.
10th. And this is just to solidify the speed and everything. I'm gonna go Miz.
And then 11th.
And I'm gonna go with you. Because I got 2 leadoff spots.
Damn. I don't know. They don't need me to hit that lineup. Shit. I don't think all I'm doing is bringing the order back around. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. He said, who's behind the plate? He said, who did you put behind the plate?
Reese.
He put Reese behind the plate, Jeff. He put Reese behind the plate. Yeah. That's crazy.
But see, you got to understand that. Now, I couldn't say that in St. John's because that's a different team. But I can't remember all the.
Oh yeah, that's totally different. Totally different. Yeah, totally different. And what I was going to ask you on the second part was, we talked about 5-2 players, and Reese used to play for the Cubs. I think Reese played for TNF.
Reese, the only lefty that put it out of what is that, St. John's? You don't remember? I don't know. Like I said, I never seen Fatty, and now Reese was like one of the. I mean, we seen Creek do it, but Reese was one of the only lefties I seen hit it out of St. John. Jeff, you don't remember?
I think Heavy hit it out too.
Out of St. John's?
Mm-hmm.
We talking about the big field.
Yeah, I think Heavy did it.
Oh, I've never seen it. I've never seen him do it. You got to ask maybe Jamal and probably know that. I know Reese.
Yeah. Now I know we was talking about 5-2 players. When when you've seen those 5-2 players, who can you say that you thought were 5-2 players? No, not Russ, Reese. Yeah, Marv said, yeah, Heavy hit it out.
Okay. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I remember. I wasn't there for it, but I heard he did hit it out. I heard he hit it out as a lefty. That's what I'm saying. It's good to have the OGs, man. They know. That's what I'm saying. Shout out to Marv. Do you know about those 5-2 players that you thought that had those 5-2s that you saw, in your opinion?
You know, it's a lot of guys that I've seen, you know, in Kingston, and I don't know, maybe they was lacking like a tool here or there. I know you definitely, in my opinion, was a 5-2 ball player. I watched you hit for power, and I told you all the, you know, everybody know the tools.
Mm-hmm.
Man. I really didn't see two. Maybe I don't know what kind of arm Tep had. Tep had a strong arm. Did Tep have a strong arm? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I know he can run. I know he hit for power. I know he hit for average. He was
Tep had arm. Tep had arm.
Okay, so that's a 5-2. So then he's a 5-2 ball player. Mm-hmm. But you know, a lot of these guys, like, you know, when I see it, I know it's a very, very few that actually had those tools. You know, it's not really too many 5-2 ball players that I've seen. You know, like that I would say was the 5-2 because you ran with the best of them. Your arm was incredible, and you had power. These are the things that you possess. So, you know, when we talk about the tools, a lot of guys, you know, was lacking maybe something here and there, but they would say they're a 5-tool and they're not. You know, and then I also seen, like I said, your batting average was there. You know, Jamal was lacking the speed. You know, but he had the average. He hit for power. You know, he was okay. He was decent. You know what I'm saying? He had decent speed. You know what I'm saying? But he gonna let you know that you know, Jamal was lighter, you know, because back then he was about maybe 20 pounds, 30 pounds lighter. But these are the guys that, like I said, Al Yu, Tep. I didn't see E get as much power, but and I didn't know how E arm was, but E also, he had some nice, things defensively, average, what I'm saying, like that. But I didn't see him hit for much power. You know what I'm saying? He could hit the ball, the right field.
He was a gap guy.
Yeah, he was a gap guy, so he kind of lacked that. So maybe Forward tools.
But
Desmo,
he definitely can do it though.
Desmo didn't have
I've seen E hit it out. I've seen E hit it out sometimes in St. John's, but that wasn't his thing. He was a right center guy. That's where we went. Yeah. I went to right center too. But I think sometimes when he did pull the ball, he would hit it out. So, E definitely had that 5'2" type thing that you're talking about. Yeah.
What about and I think this guy came after his knee surgery, so he didn't have it. Wu. It was just he had his knee.
Man.
That's
the top of the line of 5'2".
Yeah,
when you talk about 5'2", that's top of the line.
Yeah.
You put yourself in his body, and that's hands down. When you talk 5'2", it starts with him. Like easy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely.
I've seen him like later on, like and I actually played alongside him with Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I will say this about him.
Trev, your volume went out. No, your volume went out. I didn't hear it. Is your battery going dead or something? Yeah, you good. This will be a quick moment. Intermission. Everybody, please go like and share this on your Facebook page. I would appreciate it. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Chopping It Up with A60. I appreciate that as well. It's Chopping It Up with A60 on YouTube. Please subscribe. I would appreciate that at any given time, in any moment. Please like and share this interview on Facebook. Was so slow that he couldn't get thrown out at first by the second baseman. Jamal was so slow that he couldn't get thrown out at first by the sixth baseman. Hit a grounder up the middle and get a double. Yeah, that was a good one, Jamal. Jamal's knucklehead. Jamal did something this year at the A60 event. For those who don't know, he actually umpired and batted at the same time. He did both. Umpired and hit. That was funny. That was a good time.
You hear me now, Al?
I hear you. Give me a second. Yeah. I hear you now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you hear me, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. All right, cool.
I didn't know something went dead or the battery went dead or something.
Yeah.
So what was you gonna say about? We was talking about the 5'2". I think you was talking about players.
Yeah, the 5'2". Like some of these guys, like I never really seen like all of them. I witnessed you do these things, so that's why when I brung that up, I said you, because I seen you do these things. But not taking that from the guys, but I think that should be a topic where a lot of guys that actually seen guys play, who do they think was a 5'2" ball player, because like I said,
get in the camera. Trev, get in the camera.
Oh, get in the camera. Okay, I see. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, got you. All right. Yeah.
There you go.
So that's what I was saying. Like I don't know, like who they think is the 5'2" ball player, but I don't think it was many. I really don't. I don't see that many 5'2" ball players. Like let's just go down to great ball play. Let's start with the great ones we said that's really great. Like Junior. Junior wasn't a 5'2" ball player, right? He, I mean, I didn't see Junior back in the days, but the junior that I saw, he didn't have a strong arm. And I mean, T.O. said he was fast at one time, but Junior didn't run that fast. But great hitter. You know what I'm saying? He's a great hitter, hit for high average. Tony Cherry, right? I don't, it's like I said, I don't know if Tony had the, maybe you guys could say, I don't know if he had the strong arm, but I know he could hit with power, all these things, but I don't know what he was defensively and with far as like running and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 tools, you got to be 5 tools is legit. That's a lot, man.
That's a different ball game. I did hear stories about Tony Cherry playing the outfield, Rich Murray playing the outfield. Now again, you got to remember, by the time we started playing in Kingston or in St. John's, these guys were probably in their mid-30s or late 30s. I might want to say that, so that's in their prime of their career. So they already did it so long already. You know what I'm saying? Where some of them changed positions. Like I didn't know Richard Murray played at the center field. I didn't know Ron Lashley played the outfield. But by the time I saw Ron was playing second base, shortstop. You know what I'm saying? Like the Tony, was pitching, but I heard he was an outfielder, played first base, so that's what I'm saying. Like,
but see, Al, when I say you're a 5'2" ball player, I don't say power. Kingston power is different from St. John's and 202. Just because a guy can hit the ball over 150-foot gate in right field,
40s crime,
that's not power. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You follow me out?
No, I get what you're saying as far as
that's not okay. So a guy played his whole career in Kingston Park, right? And he hits 800 in Kingston Park. He hits the ball over a gate that's 150 feet in right field. So you're saying that he's 5'2" because he got power, he can hit the ball over 100. I've seen you play in bigger parks and hit it out of bigger parks. So I'm not saying your numbers in Kingston. I've seen you hit the ball out of right center in 202 over the tracks. A lot of people don't do that. That's Creek area. That's Black area. That's Reese area. That's Jamal area. That's areas that people don't go. So if you take these guys that bat 800 in Kingston and you put them in 202, are they still an 800 hitter?
But that's also a different pitch.
Are they hitting 30 home runs?
That's also a different pitch.
No, it's a bigger park.
It's a bigger park, but it's a different pitch.
No, okay, but Al, watch this. Forget about the pitch.
Okay.
That's all I can say. Not forget about it, but turn it into a straight-in pitch now. Are these guys really going to be hitting it out of 202 like that? Remember, I'll give you an example, right? I've hit like in a few seasons with Showtime, I probably batted like 750, and I probably had 22, 30 doubles, right? How many of those doubles would have left out of 202? How many of those balls that you hit out of Kingston would have left out of 202? You see what I'm saying? So it's a bigger park, and that's why I'm talking about power. You go to a bigger park, you hitting it out of here because anybody was hitting it out of. Come on, the park, the gate is on your right shoulder. They was hitting it out of it. It wasn't nothing challenging.
It was definitely a short park. It was
For you to hit it out of 202. Now I've hit balls on a roof in Kingston. I've hit the satellite dish. Now those balls would have left 202. But what about the balls that you just hit that landed in the street? Those wouldn't have left 202. You understand what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, the dynamics of the field makes a big difference.
It makes a difference. This guy's a great power hitter, but is he a power hitter? And take the same pitch and put him in Kingston. I mean, put him in 202. Is he hitting the ball that far? No. So that's how I look at it. I played with you in a big field, and I seen you hit it out of a big park. You know what I'm saying? I know I seen you hit it out of Kingston, but I seen you hit it out of a big park. So that's what I compare that to. Like, Jamal and all those guys, I seen them guys hit it out of big parks. So when I say Jamal is a power hitter, I'm not saying basing his numbers on Kingston.
Right.
I'm basing his numbers on parks that I seen that really nobody go out. You know what I'm saying? I seen Jamal do things that, like, yo, oh my goodness, this guy they talking about Jamal today. Jamal hit a ball in Far Rockaway at the age of, I think he had to be about 48 a couple of years ago, 48, damn near 50. They still talking about the ball he hit. And you know what I told him? I said, that's not the Jamal that I know. They was like, oh, nah, you hating, Trev. I said, no, I'm not. I said, the Jamal I know, the ball that y'all talking about he hit, you might as well add another 100 feet to that one. He's not the Jamal he used to be. They was like, yo, you kidding? He hit a ball, Tom Love and all them guys, he know what I'm talking about. He hit a ball, they was like, yo, Trev, you got to see the ball that he hit. Yo, Jamal, I said, I know Jamal for many years.
He said he hit something in Pumpkin Patch. He said he hit something in Pumpkin Patch.
Yeah, they all talking about it, yeah. Oh, yeah, they hit the house. He hit the house. He hit the house. The lady opened the door. He hit the house, and I think it's like right center or something like that. He did something some years. I seen him over there do something incredible. But he did something. He did something in Victory Field one time, man. I was like, yo, he hits. Oh man, I've seen Jamal. He hit it out of he hit it out of Kingston too, left field. You seen that out?
Yeah, I've seen him do that before.
Yeah, he hit it out of Kingston. How many guys hit it out of Kingston in left field that you know off the top of your head?
Jake, Jamal, Creek.
I've never seen Creek hit out of left field.
Left field?
Kingston. Left field?
Oh, I seen him do that center. Jake, I seen Jake and Jamal do it, hands down. I've seen both of them do it.
I've seen the guy Will. Who's the guy Will? A dark skinned guy named Will.
I think Will did it. I think Will did it.
I've seen him do it.
I think Will do it.
I've seen Will do it.
Yeah. No,
I've seen
those are the two that I see with my arm. Big D did it.
I seen D. God bless her. Matter of fact, he was on Showtime that year.
Yeah.
And there was another gentleman that passed away. I don't know if Tio's on here. Eric. I seen Eric hit it out of here too. It was a guy named Eric that played on with Showtime.
Oh, what's the name's brother? I know you're talking about.
Eric. I seen him do it.
Yeah, Vinny was dangerous, man. I'm answering Crime's question. Oh, he just put it in there. He was dangerous because he knew how to slap that ball, hit that gate, and that ball hit that pole and start bouncing all over the place. He'd be first to third or first to home. Agreed.
Yeah, I couldn't. He reminded me of I used to call him like Vince Coleman for the Cardinals, and said Vinny was like little speedster, so I couldn't get him. What's the name was good too. I don't know how is he doing. Salam was good for hitting that gate too.
Salam was really good. Good first baseman, good hitter.
Yeah, we forgot about Salam. Salam was a good. Yeah, Salam.
No, you're 100% right, Brody. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Trav? Do you feel like we didn't cover, or you want to cover, or something you want to talk about personally?
No, I mean, for the most part, I'm just happy to be on here and see you guys, and I love what you're doing, Al, with the direction that you're going, and just to kind of relive, like it gives me life again. A lot of people don't know that I had a surgery. I have a spinal fusion in my neck. So I really don't, I'm like messed up right now, but when you guys is bringing this on, it makes me relive the past, and it gives me something it gets me going again, gets my blood flowing, and something that I know that I was a part of, and I was happy to be a part of that, with you guys. So you guys welcomed me in, even though it was a little rough, but Brooklyn took me in. You know what I'm saying? I had to fight my way, but Brooklyn definitely welcomed me in, and Al, it was like I said, pleasure. I won with you on many levels, and all the great people that I met out there, man. I want to say thank you all, man. I appreciate it, man. If I missed you, man, I'm just saying everybody. It was so many, I can't remember everybody, but you guys are great, man. And like I said, Al, you're doing a great thing with your show, man. And I'm definitely here, man. I'm glad we were able to bring up Russell and my man Mark, you know what I'm saying, and Black and all these guys that I played with, man. And I'm glad that you guys welcome me in, man, with open arms, man. Word. Jamal, salute to you too, man. And I'm going to tell you again, we're going to have Al, next time, ask everybody. We're going to have a vote. Everybody that's seen me run and seen Jamal run. and see who was the fastest. I was faster than you in the first place.
We'll
Yo,
do that.
I
We'll do
remember E, and E not on here. Ask E. E used to come. E hit a ball. I hit a ball up the middle, and E go get it. He said, "Yo, I got to get rid of the ball fast because Trev was running down that line." You have more power than me, Jamal. You did, but I was faster than you.
Trev,
Yeah,
I appreciate you for joining
yeah.
the
Thank
show.
you guys,
Thank you for
man.
sharing your stories, man. I really appreciate you for this, man. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad I was able to join in some,
Thank you,
give you
man.
your flowers, man. Appreciate you,
All right.
brother.
Much love, man.
All right, King, I'll holler at you.
All right, cool. All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to my guest tonight, Trev. Thank you for joining the show. I really appreciate you. To everybody that tuned in, please go like and share this on your Facebook page. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Chopping It Up with 860. I would appreciate it. Shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight. Thank you for always giving me your time, your space, and your energy. All feedback is good feedback. Thank you again to everybody, to all the sponsors, everybody, the Spencer Squire Foundation, Toyota, Queens Defenders, Elite Learners, JC1 Printing. I appreciate you all for tuning in and always supporting the 860. And I will see you guys soon to give you better content, to always give you a great interview. Peace and love. Everybody have a safe and enjoyable weekend. 860 is out.